before he was the Terminator, before he took on the Predator, before he was a kindergarten cop or the last action hero or any other role you can think of he played, Schwarzenegger was this heroic hero. Here's my review of the one and only, the original Conan the Barbarian. This is Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. I'm the Big D, of course, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 1982 epic sword and sorcery flick, Conan the Barbarian, released by Universal here in the US and by Fox overseas. Directed by John Milius, and who co-wrote the story with Oliver Stone, based on Robert E. Howard's Conan, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger in the title role along with James Earl Jones, and tells the story of the titular character who seeks to avenge his parents' deaths at the hands of Thulsa Doom, the leader of a snake cult. The film was released on May 14th, 1982, 2 months after it made its premiere in Madrid. It got mixed reviews and what have you, but it still did pretty well, and has gone on to become a cult film. A blacksmith forges a sword and shows it to his young son Conan and tells him of the riddle of steel. And excuse me, on the importance of steel to their people, the Cimmerians. A band of raiders led by cult leader Thulsa Doom massacres the Cimmerian village, killing Conan's parents. The children are taken as slaves to work on at a large mill, the Wheel of Pain. It's called. Conan survives into adulthood, becoming a powerfully muscled gladiator and eventually gaining his freedom. He is chased by wild dogs and seeks refuge in Atlantean warrior's tomb, from which he takes an ancient sword. Conan wanders the world, betting a prophetic witch and befriending Subotai, a Harkanian thief and archer. Following the witch's advice, Conan and Subotai go to the city of Zamora to seek out Doom. There they meet Valeria, a female brigand. The three raid the Tower of Serpents, slaying a giant snake and looting the jewels and other valuables it guarded. After escaping with their loot, the thieves celebrate and Conan has a little sex with Valeria. The city guards capture the trio and bring them to King Osric, who offers them a reward if they will rescue his daughter, Princess Yasmina, who has become a cultist of Doom. Subotai and Valeria demur, but Conan, who already desires vengeance against Doom, sets off for the villain's temple of Set. Disguised as a priest, Conan infiltrates the temple, but is discovered, captured, and tortured. Doom lectures him on the power of flesh over steel, which he demonstrates by hypnotically commanding a young woman cultist to leap to her death. He then has Conan crucified on the Tree of Woe. Subotai and Valeria rescue the near-dead Conan and bring him to Akiro, the Wizard of the Mounds, and also the film's narrator, who lives on a burial site of warriors and kings. The wizard summons spirits to heal Conan and warns that they will extract a heavy toll, which Valeria is willing to pay. The spirits try to abduct Conan, but he is restored to health after Valeria and Subotai fend them off. Now for the final act and the ending, you know the procedure. You got 5 seconds to sub this video at once. Go to the description box below, fast forward to the time below as I count down now. If you've seen this movie already, please continue. Okay, you've been warned. Subotai and Valeria agreed to help Conan complete King Osric's quest and infiltrate the Temple of Set, as the cult indulges In a cannibalistic orgy, the thieves attack and flee with the princess, but Doom shoots Valeria with a magical snake arrow and escapes Conan by transforming into a large serpent. Valeria dies in Conan's arms, acknowledging the toll that the wizard warned would be exacted in exchange for Conan's life. Conan cremates her at the mounds and prepares with Subotai and the wizard to battle Doom. Conan asks Crom, the Cimmerian god, to grant him revenge. By using booby traps and exploiting their terrain, they manage to slay Doom's warriors. Just when Doom's lieutenant Rexor is about to overcome Conan, Valeria reappears for a brief moment as a Valkyrie to save him from the mortal blow. Doom shoots another snake arrow at the princess to deny the heroes a successful rescue, but Subotai blocks the shot with his shield and Doom retreats to his temple. Conan kills Rexor and recovers his father's sword, now broken by his Atlantean sword. With the aid of the princess, now freed from Doom's sway, Conan sneaks back to the temple and confronts Doom in front of his cultists. Doom attempts to entrance him, but the barbarian resists and uses his father's broken sword to behead his nemesis. With Doom's spells broken, the disillusioned cultists disperse. Conan burns down the temple and leaves to return the princess to her father. End of story. So, what did I think of the original Conan the Barbarian? I gotta say, it's really good. This film actually made my recent Schwarzenegger flicks ranking, and it's pretty good. I think it was pretty awesome. Upon its release, it became a success, making 68 to 79 million on its $20 million budget. For its mixed reviews from critics and audiences alike, mainly positive for its action sequences, the production design, directing, visual style, and effects, but negatively received for its violent content and screenwriting, as well as some substandard performances. But of the whole, I found this to be a really cool flick. This is really good and what have you. Now then, well, upon its release for the actual reviews, aspects for the film heavily criticized by one side were regarded in a positive light by the other. According to Professor Kenneth von Gunden, who wrote, for every positive review the film garnered, it received two negative ones. The opinions of Roger Ebert for the Chicago Sun-Times and Richard Schickel of Time illustrate their colleagues' divided views. Ebert called the films the film is a perfect fantasy for the alienated pre-adolescent, whereas Schickel said Conan is a sort of psychopathic Star Wars, stupid and stupefying. But that's understandable. Modern genre critics reviewed the film more positively. The film sets at 67% on Rotten Tomatoes, and according to them, they say, though Conan may take itself too seriously for some, this adventure film about a former slave seeking vengeance is full of quotable Schwarzenegger lines and gritty action. Yes, I will say. Mhm. This film was particularly condemned for its violent scenes. Newsweek called cheerless and styleless. One article for the San Francisco Chronicle they did, Stu Schreiberg, counted 50 people killed in various scenes. Other film critics differed over the film's portrayal of violence and what have you. But yeah, that's understandable. But I will say I did say that the action sequences were not completely bad, were not that bad, and what have you. But no, take that back. The action sequences were really cool. What have you? Sure, the violent content may not have been the best due to the fact the MPAA was against using so much, well, brutality and what have you. But I do like what they did with the production design and visual style and the effects as well. Really good. The direction that John Milius gives us is really Good thing. Of course, Milius had recently done numerous things because he was the writer behind well, Magnum Force, the second Dirty Harry film, as well as Jeremiah Johnson. He actually did do a revised script for Dirty Harry, but it was uncredited. And the same with Jaws. But of course, he had gone to do numerous films and what have you, where he wrote for them or directed them. I think he did an exceptionally good job for this. The film's score was done by Basil Podoris. I hope I pronounced that right. If not, then I do apologize. Yes, the score for this film was so awesome and epic. I mean, you can't go wrong with music in an epic sword and sorcery film. It's really cool, and I absolutely did enjoy it for what I had to offer. Of course, this wasn't the first time this guy worked with direct Mr. Milius. He had also recently worked on another film he did, which was Big Wednesday. But anyway, the music proved to be exceptionally very, very good. Hmm. Yeah, I will say that after being introduced to seeing this, I actually did look into some of this and what have you, and what it looked like. Some of the Conan stories would be looking like before I got into more of it after seeing the reboot film in 2011, which I'll talk about that at another time. But due to the fact this film did well, it got a sequel released 2 years later in the form of Conan the Destroyer, with Schwarzenegger returning. Now then, I am going to say this has a good cast. Okay, now playing in Conan is Arnold Schwarzenegger. He does an exceptionally good job. Playing Thulsa Doom is the late great James Earl Jones, whom we sadly lost last year, and of course, this was after he had already voiced Darth Vader in the Star Wars series twice. And there's others. Please stand by. Okay. For the rest of the cast, we have Sandal Bergman playing Valeria, Ben Davidson as Rexor, Cassandra Gava as the Witch, Jerry Lopez as Sobatai, Mako as the Wizard and our narrator, and Valerie Quinson as the Princess, and the late great Max von Sydow as King Osric. Now, of course, this film was actually presented by Daniel De Laurentiis, as Sydow had recently collabed on another film he did, and that was Flash Gordon, where he played Emperor Ming. Which, even though that film didn't do so hot, but still became a cult classic. But anyway, from what I've seen of the original Conan the Barbarian, it's an awesome movie. It's got a pretty good story, good direction, a great score, and really good characters. So I have to give it props for what I had to offer. So overall, would I recommend Conan the Barbarian? I would say hell yeah, go for it. This is a film you will not be disappointed with. Now, of course, I will be reviewing its sequel in a couple of days. But anyway, what did you think of Conan the Barbarian from 1982? Let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel, and you know the rest. Join me next time when I bring to you a review of The Maze Runner The Scorch Trials. So if you like this, check out these other her reviews and others. In the upper left hand corner, check out my review for a film Schwarzenegger did a few years after this in the form of Predator from 1987. Or if you like another warrior, check out my TV log on Xena Warrior Princess that came out in 1995 in the upper right hand corner. Or maybe you'd like to see Conan in a different form, in animated form. Check out my Saturday morning TV log on Conan the Adventurer from 1992 in the bottom left hand corner. And the bottom right hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying see ya.